what's up, my radical squad? My name is DelmarshaeWalker. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a great day today. In this video, I want to talk about Vladimir Putin, and I want to start off by showing you a video, and after the video I will come back and give my opinion on this situation.
Critics of Putin, from gay rights activists to much of the Western world, will say it's a marriage made in hell. For Vladimir Putin and the Orthodox Church, it's simply a marriage made in convenience in Moscow, and indeed right across this vast country's 11 time zones. And that, say Church and State, is just as it should be in this modern, old, forward-looking, backward-looking Russia that Putin has set about creating in 17 years in power. So how has Putin used the Church to secure its position, and why does the Church back his every action? It is in one sense all about tradition and strength, and the key historic tradition of Russia is the strong man as leader. And yes, they are all men, from Vlad the Impaler, Peter the Great, through Lenin and Stalin, the latter increasingly rehabilitated in Russia these days, to the current main man himself, Vladimir Putin. Strong male leader is comfortably mirrored by strong patriarchal church. The leader himself is called the patriarch. Putin and the Russian Orthodox Church walk hand in hand in so many ways, and Putin is keen to be with and be seen to be with the patriarch on key occasions of state and calendar. He is keen to be and seen to be at the church, a humble Russian worshipper with his people in the church, their church. Putin's grip on power, bolstered year by year, seizing control of the media at home, imprisoning or forcing into exile any powerful oligarchs who step in his way, presiding over the years in which troublesome critics have come to terrible ends that cannot be traced to him. Alexander Litvinenko abroad in London, coming to an agonizing and slow death via polonium-infused tea. Journalists at home like Anna Politkovskaya brutally gunned down in Moscow. You'll see little criticism of this from the Orthodox Church, for with the strong man comes strong values, strong traditional values about what's right and what's wrong in the field of human relationships. And being gay, says the Orthodox Church, is being wrong. No Church of England long years of agonizing and wrangling and internal arguments here, yet. Not one to mince his sermons, the current patriarch Kirill likened Western laws legalizing same-sex marriage as akin to the world of Nazi Germany's legislators. A few years ago, he called them a sign of the impending apocalypse. What matters to the Orthodox Church is that this message, their message, has been coming with some volume now from the Kremlin for many years, and from the mouth of Putin himself.
Russian President Vladimir Putin on Thursday, October 21st, claimed that it is monstrous that Western children are taught that they can change their gender. Speaking in Sochi, Putin said it is close to a crime against humanity for young boys and girls to learn about becoming transgender. He added that it is terrible when children in the West are taught the idea that a boy can become a girl. Putin has regularly faced criticism for his crackdown on the LGBT community in Russia, where same-sex marriage and gay propaganda is banned. The president also claimed there is a risk of ruining the lives of a generation of children. Vladimir Putin said, "It is a simply monstrous moment when children are pushed to believe from early on that a boy can easily become a girl and vice versa. They are pushed to believe they have a choice, imposed while parents are swept aside. And a child is forced to make a decision that can break their life." He complained that no one even consults child psychologists on whether a child of a certain age is able to make these kind of decisions. Putin said, calling a spade, "This is close to a crime against humanity dressed up in the name and under the flag of progress."
Okay, as you see in the video, a lot of times in America, we might think that other countries are not paying attention to what we're doing or what's going on over here in America because they're so busy, doing their thing. but everyone is watching, and everyone is watching America to kind of see what they're doing, what direction they're going in. And as you can see, the situation that we currently have going on with the sexualization of our kids and the lies that are being told to the kids that they can change their gender and different things like that. The world is seeing this, the world is watching this. Even if you think back way before this ever happened, this situation ever, this conversation ever came up, a lot of countries did not like America because they felt that we had no morals, we had no moral values, we had no moral standards. Even though United States is one of the things it based itself off of is freedom of religion. If you look at, this is not necessarily a Christian country, but it was based off of some of the Christian values when the laws was put in place. That's why they have "In God We Trust" on the money, because it was kind of based off Christianity. But at the same time, it also allowed people to worship whoever they wanted to worship and how they wanted to worship. Now, when you fast forward and look at what's going on today, they done took that and thrown it at the window. Christian value is looked upon as something evil, when in reality it's not. And evil is looked at as something that is good, and in reality it's not. So the only thing we have done in America is given everyone else more reason to hate us and to look at us as a very immoral country. Like I did a video in the past that we're like Sodom and Gomorrah, and we're divided. And it's like, instead of focusing on what's going on in the world, it's as if America is trying to destroy itself from within. If you look at how we have the open border, we truly don't know who's coming in this country. We already know China isn't, too pleased with us. Now with the situation with Russia, they're not too pleased with us. And then there's other countries that wants to destroy America. So it's almost like we have the door wide open, letting them in. And then with Putin, because he feels that he's doing God's work. Anytime you have a person that takes God's word and twists them around, they become very dangerous. If you look back in the history of Christianity, especially with the Catholic Church, which doesn't share the same principles as Christianity, as with the Bible, as we follow the Bible. They follow basically their own doctrine. But when you look back, they had the Inquisition. They was burning people at the stake because they felt they was possessed. It's like they felt they was the ultimate power. And that's the situation that's going on now with Putin. He has this priest in his ear telling him that he's on a mission from God, that he's doing God's work, that he's eliminating these evil people, that it's his job to wipe them off the face of the earth. Because even when this war first started, I was saying, we need to pray for Ukraine, that they win the war. And looking at the big picture, this is why, like I said, this is my opinion. This is why I felt that way. We're living in a century now where it's not seen as okay to just say, hey, I want to take over this country. I'm going to go take this country from the people who are already there, the people who already run it. Yes, that has happened in the past, but we're no longer we're supposed to be more civilized than to just go take other people's land. So to sit back and be okay with Russia taking over Ukraine, you have to think about the bigger picture. If Russia was, just say they was able to take over Ukraine in 2 months, what would stop him? What would say, who's going to say, okay, business as usual? Because you got to think about, he's killing people, all the stuff that's going on. If we're saying that it's okay for him to take Ukraine, what about the next area? What about the next territory? Are we going to overlook everything he has done and, like I said, go back to business as usual? Or are we going to be like, okay, we're still going to hold these sanctions against you and different things like that? So that's why I felt that it was important that Ukraine won this war, because if not, that would not only give him, but give all these other dictators the feeling that, yeah, I can just go take over any country that I want to and nothing's going to happen. No one's going to look upon me as this is not right, this is wrong. Because you already see that China is trying to take Thailand, and I'm sorry, Taiwan. You see they're already trying to take Taiwan, and you see that China, like I said, China is moving like a chessboard. They're all over. They already done took other people land, but they did it in a strategic way. I can't even say that word. They did it in a strategic way as far as loans. I'm going to give you this loan, pay it back. If you can't pay it back, then I'm going to possess your land for 500 years or 100 years, or however long the contract had them having that land. And so those people are going to end up defaulting on that the contract, and guess what? They have land. They have land in America. You think they're just going to stop there? They're going to keep buying, keep buying, keep buying. So they're slowly invading other countries. But here in America, we sleep. Why we sleep? Because we're trying to tell kids they can change their gender. We're not even preparing them to be the next soldiers. We're not even preparing them to be the next in the government, the presidency and everything like that. They're going to be addicted to drugs, trying to get over depression and all this other stuff we're putting upon these kids, that they're not even going to be mindful, educated enough, because they're not even educating the kids at this point. They're not even going to be educated enough to defend the country. So it's like it's like our government system is allowing this to happen, allow United States to be invaded, because we have been invaded. Our borders are wide open. Other countries have came in and bought our land. That's a form of invasion. Some, from what I was understanding, they know some properties that they own, but then at the same time, they don't know all the properties they own. How could you not know if some foreign investor is buying property in your country and you not notice? So, like I said, the door is wide open. And then, just like when you, like with China and Africa, at one point in time, Africa would have chose America over China. But they chose China over America because China is listening to, this is what we need. When they try to have conversation, when Africa try to have conversation with America, what do Americans want to talk about? Gay rights. Oh, what about y'all gay? They have a whole country of people that needs job, that need food, they need infrastructure, they need different things like that. Instead of treating them like adults and having an adult conversation, America want to say, well, y'all should improve y'all gay rights. Y'all should allow this. They're trying to put their values on another country instead of saying, hey, okay, we need to talk about what's important to you. You're the president of this country, so you know what's best for your country. No other country could come over here and tell America how to run. We can't even tell America, we live here, how what's best for our kids and what's best for this, because they want to tell everybody. It's like in the Bible, take the log out of your eye before you try to take the splinter out of someone else's eye. So how can America go around telling people what's moral and value when they're not even representing moral and value themselves? And so at one point in time, yes, we were a country where people looked at us and we could walk around with our head up held high as pride, and they looked at us as a moral country, as a country where they can depend on. Now they can't. They feel like they can't even depend on us. It's like America done went. It's almost like the Statue of Liberty is America, and she's somewhere smoking a big blunt, and she just chills. She's like, I don't know what's going on. She is high. And she don't know what's going on. Because when I think about how the president, how the government, and how everything is ran, it's like you really think, okay, what are y'all doing in the White House? What are y'all doing? Because, like I said, the border is not secure. You see all this other stuff going on. You see all this other stuff going on in the world. It was at one point in time, if you would have asked how America feel about, Israel, we was always partners with Israel because Israel, they're surrounded by countries that hate them, and a lot of these countries also hate America, and we, you know, we stood with them, and it was like as soon as the question was asked, it was like, yeah, we stand with Israel because that was our only ally in that area. But now Biden is like, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I guess. It's like he's not, I don't know. And so now it's like Israel don't trust America because it's like, you're not really giving us anything to stand on as far as we're still in an alliance. We still have a friendship. We still have a partnership. So that forced Israel to go look other places because they know they're over there in that side of the world by themselves. So they have to find other alliances. So that means it's like the same enemies Israel have, we have. So shouldn't we be on their side? Shouldn't we be their ally? Undoubtedly. So, like I said, Putin got, you know, he feel like he's on a mission from God. And when you have those type of people who's not really doing godly things, but they think God gave them a message like they should take care of the world, he's not going to stop. He's not going to slow down. He's not going to stop. And he feel that, you know, like I said, he on a mission from God. So the only person that can stop him is God. The only person who can tell him different is God. It's no sanction, no nothing that we have done that's going to make him feel like, oh, I need to worry. I need to, you know, I need to slow down. I need to move different or do something different. But like I said, he's been told by a priest, this is why you became president. This is why you're in the position that you're in now, because you're on a mission from God. And so as long as he feel that way, as long as he believe that, that's what he's going to do, try to fulfill his mission. So I basically just wanted to come on here, put that out there. Please like my videos, subscribe to my channel, and peace. Have a great day.